I'm asked all the time, Paul, why aren't people angry enough about what's happening in this country? Honestly, I don't think Americans actually care. I had a conversation with somebody today on TikTok, and we had this conversation, and I said, you know what? If Donald Trump went on national TV tomorrow and said, I'm not going to accept the results of the midterms, if he said, I'm never leaving office, you know what Americans would do? They would go watch the newest episode of Ted Lasso. They'd run to the theater and watch Spider-Man, go to the gym, take a walk, go to work. You don't care. You're unwilling to do anything for anybody until it affects you. There's a small percentage of people that have protested. We have actual concentration camps like Nazi Germany in our country right now. Over 50 people have died. Women have lost their pregnancy. Many of the guards have sexually assaulted some of the women. There was a story in Texas of a 3-year-old that was put in a foster home that was sexually assaulted by a foster family. Guards are taking bets. Who's going to commit suicide next? Nope, sorry. The new episode of X-Men 97's on Apple. There's nothing I could do. Hey, just hang in there. I hope you don't die. It doesn't affect me. That's who America is. And that's what was so heartbreaking about the 2024 election. 77 million people didn't care about a president that rapes women, that assaults little children, that defends child molesters, that cheats on every wife, that commits felonies, that has dinner with white supremacists, that sat there for 3 hours because of his lies and watched officers beaten, stabbed, jabbed, heart attacks. Many will never work again. 4 committed suicide. 1 died the next day. Officer Fredone had a heart attack. And 77 million people didn't give a shit because it wasn't their mom or their dad or their cousin or them. Because they were promised money, lower taxes. That's who America is. We simply do not care until it affects us. And I can tell you how that ends. Look at Nazi Germany. Every single Jew that was picked up by Hitler, every neighbor stood by and watched it happen. Neighbors above them, next to them, across the street. And said, well, I'm not Jewish. It doesn't affect me. I'm going to turn on Seinfeld. 7 million Jews later, that's what happened. How many immigrants have to die in the concentration camps or be assaulted? Do little girls eating moldy bread and food with maggots in it, do they have to start using actual knives? Because right now, many of them are using plastic knives trying to cut the wrist because of the depression. But I'm sorry, I would hate for you to be uncomfortable. You have to go to work tomorrow. I'd hate to bother you to be uncomfortable and give a shit about another human being because it doesn't affect you. That's why America's here. We've been told since we were kids, you're the best, Billy. Look at all your flags. Look at your bald eagle. Ooh, screaming freedom and freedom and freedom. And look at the fireworks and the stars and the stripes. We're the best. No, we're not. We're not. I can name 20 countries that are better than our country. It's a lie. And you know what's really ironic? Albania proves what I just said. The average person in Albania makes about $900 a month, gross, US dollars. 20% of their population live in poverty. And they protested and did a general strike for 6 damn weeks to stop the Kushners from tearing down their land and protecting their country. Think about that. 20% of their population did that for 6 weeks, making $900 a month. to stop the Kushners from tearing down their island and preserving their culture. But yet when 50 people are dead in concentration camps, when the president bombs and murders 170 girls in Iran, what do we do here? Sorry, Spider-Man starts in 20 minutes. That's why America is going to fail. I don't know how many ways I can tell you people this. And that's what gets me frustrated. I am telling you that you need to get off your asses and do something. And you just don't. Y'all are addicted like drug addicts to outrage. It's horseshit. You listen to the Midas touches and the Cohens, and I got no problem with them, but there's no fucking solutions. There's nothing. It's all clickbait, rage bait. They're making thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars off of you being pissed off. You want a solution? This is a solution. Get off your asses and shut the thing down. You want to shut it down? Go on a strike and shut it down. But you're not. Because you'd rather bitch and moan about how poor you are. Oh, I can't miss the finals. I got to spend $20,000 to watch grown men sweat and punch each other in the face and shoot a basketball, while right next door in Delaney, people are literally eating moldy bread. But I'd hate for you to be troubled because it would interfere with the basketball game. That's why America isn't a great country. Because we actually don't give a shit about anybody else. And especially as a former Republican, what's just really gross is that entire party is defending child molesters. Think of how sick that is. It's bad enough you voted for a rapist. I mean, that's disgusting and vile. May you all rot in hell for that. But now you're defending child molesters. And you're like, yeah, America, America. It's sick. This country is sick. And if you're not even willing to fight for people in goddamn concentration camps, then every single person that's not doing what I'm doing, you deserve what's coming your way from your silence. Evil succeeds when good people do nothing. And I, for one, will be damned when my kids and grandkids look back and they're going to say, Dad, why didn't more people do anything? And I'm going to tell them, I did everything that I could, but I couldn't get enough people to get off their lazy asses and stop watching fucking Ted Lasso. Have a good day.